The ceremony hall falls silent as a barefoot boy steps toward the podium, his shadow stretching long. Kato's trembling fingers brush the smooth skin of a devil fruit. Hope ignites behind his dark eyes. The orb flares with a cold red light. One word sears the silence. Null.
Incompatible. He's a null. No fruit, no skills, no future, no future.
Laughter shreds the air. Every face in the crowd twists into mockery aimed at the boy who dared to hope.
I'll retake it. I don't care how many times it takes. I won't be a null.
4 years later, the docks grind men into dust. Kaito, now 16, shoulders crates under a bleeding sun. Even after the other laborers stumble home, he stays, muscles screaming, saving every copper coin. A small glass jar on his shelf slowly fills, each coin a ticket to the ritual that rejected him again and again.
One more haul. One more try. I'll keep going until the damn thing says yes.
At 17, Kaito climbs the podium steps again, the weight of a year's labor in his coin purse. The orb flashes its answer, null. The examiners don't even look surprised anymore. Years bleed. He returns at 18, 19, each time the same red word. His knuckles scar from dock work. The jar fills and empties, fills and empties. One winter, his grandmother collapses. She lies in a narrow bed, breath shallow, skin like paper.
I heard you sold your test fee for my medicine, Kaito. That was foolish.
I won't lose you. The fruit can wait.
Number, promise me you'll keep trying. This isn't just about you. It's about what you were meant to be.
He obeys. The 90th try ends like the first. Null. The examiners shake their heads. The crowd jeers. By age 19. The counter hits 99. Kaito stands at the dock under moonlight, body worn and mind frayed.
One more. Just one more. And then I don't know what I'll do, but I can't stop.
A dockhand's shout catches him mid-lift. Your grandmother. Kaito drops his load and runs, feet slapping wet streets.
Kaito, in the dresser, the small pouch. It's all I have for you.
Her trembling hand releases a worn leather pouch into his palm. Every coin she saved for him, now a dead weight.
No, I won't. We can still find medicine, please. Just breathe.
Her breath stills. The lamp gutters, swallowing the room in shadow. Outside, rain begins to fall. He buries her on the hill where they once watched ships. The grave is simple, the pain, anything but
99 times I failed. If I burn this money on 100th and fail again, I've got nothing left.
In the empty house, her chair still holds her shape. He stares at the pouch until dawn cracks the shutters.
But if I don't try, her faith means nothing. One more time, for her.
He plunges into the morning fog, the pouch clutched to his chest. The examiners won't believe he's back. Kaito shoves the heavy doors open, fog still clinging to his shoulders. The examiners glance up and groan.
You again. Do you think stubbornness is the same as fate? Leave before you embarrass yourself.
I've paid. Start the ritual.
From a bowl of withered fruits, he picks the last one. His hand does not shake this time. He bites. The orb flickers, once, twice, then screams with light. Static cracks the air, stinging every surface.
What in the deep? The readings are spiking. It's registering every fruit in the registry.
A hurricane of color erupts from Kaito. 6 translucent icons, flame, water, earth, wind, light, shadow, spin around him like a corona. His irises fracture into cycling spectrums, liquid rainbow pouring from his sockets and spreading through his veins.
Every fruit at once. The boy is a walking myth. Sound the alarm.
They collapse before the sentence ends, unconscious. Kaito stands alone, wrapped in 1,000 stolen legacies. The hall crumbling around him. Kaito lurches through the shattered doorway, its frame groaning. Outside, townsfolk freeze, then scramble backward, faces twisting from curiosity to dread.
It's boiling. The power's scraping against my skull. I can't cage it.
A blue flame hisses to life on his right arm. From his left, a serpent of saltwater coils and snaps. The crowd screams.
2 elements at once. If anyone reports this, every bounty hunter on the sea will hunt me. Move.
He claws through alleys, vaults crates, sprints to the harbor. Coins scatter as he throws payment at a boatman and severs the mooring rope.
No more. I'll show the world only one face, just a flame wielder. The rest stays buried until I understand what I am.
Days melt into salt spray. He drifts, speaking to no one, letting the ocean teach him the rhythm of restraint. He makes landfall in a fishing village where ash still clings to the air. A fallen mast blocks the main road. The locals eye it helplessly.
Give them fire, a controlled pulse, nothing more. Become the helpful stranger, not the myth.
Flame licks the log with surgical precision, splitting it clean. The villagers cheer. Kaito tucks his shaking hands into his pockets and nods. Weeks later, Kaito mends nets on the quay. A burly dockhand freezes, then bellows his name.
Kaito, you stubborn fool. I thought the ceremony swallowed you whole. How are you still upright? Rio, still hauling crates, I see. It's good to find a face that didn't laugh at me back then.
Rio pulls him to a seized crane that's been frozen for a month. The village needs it. Kaito exhales, steeling himself.
Just fire, a focused heat. No water vapor, no tremor. Weld the joint and walk away.
Blue flame seals the hinge. The crane groans alive. Spectators cheer Rio, but their wonder settles on the young man whose palm still smokes. News of the flame wielder who works for free leaps across the water, reaching ears in the next archipelago. In a tavern on the next island, a tipsy trader slurs about a cloaked boy who split a torrent with a sweep of his hand.
Flame on one island, water on the next. The descriptions match. Same build, same hair. That's no coincidence.
600 miles south, Kaito sews a sail beside Rio, oblivious that a captain is already plotting a course toward his hidden truth. Hina spread 3 reports across her chart table. A flame wielder, a waterbender, and a whisper of a boy who'd vanished into solid stone. She cross-referenced names, dates, and weather logs. The pattern surfaced like a reef. Same man, same jagged outline, same worn jacket.
Only one person would be insane enough to hide behind 3 elements while wearing the same patched coat.
She ordered the helm south the same hour. The needle's bite cut through a week of calms until the village smoke came into view. In the waterfront tavern, Kaito nursed a single cup, his face half lit by the hearth. Locals gave the quiet stranger a wide berth. Hina slid inside like blown fog. Taking a corner stool, she watched him for an hour without blinking. The way his fingers tapped when he thought, it matched the descriptions from 3 islands. She knew, when he stood, she noted the faded stitches on his jacket, the same ones carved into at least 2 witness reports.
Got you. Now I just need to see it for myself. One slip, and the sea will know your name.
Kaito paid his tab, unaware that a wolf in red had already picked his scent from the air. Kaito buttoned his jacket against the salt breeze. A shadow fell across the cobbles. Red coat, steady boots.
Hold. You've been busy, flame wielder. Or should I say waterbender?
She's got the timings and the witness count. Lie fast and push past before she blocks the alley.
Don't insult me. I cross-checked 3 islands. You are using multiple fruits. The reports are too consistent to be coincidence.
I don't know what you are talking about. I only have 1 fruit, a rare fire type. Ask the villagers.
Then explain how a witness saw you step through solid rock yesterday, and another swore you breathed underwater for 10 minutes.
Pressure ripped through his restraint. The cobbles beneath her boots bulged upward, cracking into jagged earth stakes that forced her to leap back. Simultaneously, a hydrant burst. Water coiled around his left arm before he could choke it down, betraying everything.
There it is. Draw your weapon, stranger. You owe me the truth now. Run. You just confirmed what I needed. I'll track you to the sea's end if I have to.
The cave mouth swallowed him whole. Kaito dropped against the damp stone, lungs burning. The captain's shock still ringing in his ears. His grandmother's worn travel bag sat among his salvaged belongings, a piece of home he'd never unpacked.
I carried this through everything. The docks, the funeral, the 100th try, and I never once looked inside.
From the lining, a folded paper emerged, yellowed and crumbling at the creases. He unfolded it with trembling fingers. The 100th try is no glitch, my boy. It is a key. Love, grandmother.
A key. She knew. 99 failures, the stony silence. Her last words. She was pushing me towards something.
Her voice echoed from 100 nights by the fire. You are meant to be. The note was the first proof that the world had a door, and it was built for him.
That captain saw the truth before I did. I can't hide anymore. I'll find her, and we'll crack this open together.
He folded the paper against his chest and stood. The cave's shadow no longer a hiding place, but a cocoon he'd outgrown. He stepped into the salt wind, scanning the horizon for a red coat. For the first time, the ocean felt like a map, not a threat. He tracked the red coat to a harbor 2 days south. Her crew formed a wall of crossed arms and hard stares, but Kaito raised open palms.
I owe you the truth. This letter, my grandmother wrote it. She says the 100th try was never a glitch. It's a key.
A key? So you are claiming your 99 public failures were some grand design. That's bold, even for a man who sprouted water and earth in my face.
I don't know the full picture, but you chase anomalies. I carry them. Together, we might actually uncover what she meant.
3 days later, their boat scraped the stone quay of the Scholar's Islet. Pre-ceremony texts rotted in a tower that no living keeper guarded.
Look here. The fruit system isn't a human invention. These carvings call it a divine artifact, a god-built sifter.
In this passage, every 500 years, the system opens for one who bears all fruits. The null failures are not rejections. They are the filter.
The weight of 99 red nulls cracked and fell away. Each ceremony had been a hammer blow shaping him for a purpose he could almost touch.
So the gods built a test that only the most stubborn mortal could pass. But what enemy needs a weapon like you?
Whatever it is, that old woman knew, and she spent her last breath believing I could face it. I won't let her down, but I'm not doing it alone.
A sealed vault beneath the archive crumbled open. Carvings spanned the walls, a shadow swallowing 10,000 stars.
Every 500 years, the devourer wakes. Only the one who holds all colors may perceive it.
Kaito stepped closer, his cycling irises pulling detail from the stone. The carved shadow seemed to pulse against the torchlight. Beside the mural, a guardian lineage ran 70 generations. His grandmother's name crowned the final branch, carved with delicate care.
She wasn't a bystander. She was the last sentinel of your bloodline. Every coin, every word, she was preparing you.
Every coin she saved was her soldier's wage. She knew I'd need it. Knew I'd stand here, reading her name.
The mural's centerpiece was a void-tearing vortex, rendered as a blank patch no chisel could touch. Under his gaze alone, it shimmered.
Then we're not just pirates. We're a crew with a war to fight. And you, Kaito, are our only eyes.
I'll be the eyes. My crew will be the hands. And together we'll show that thing what 100 failures can build.
They climbed from the vault into clean salt air, the horizon sharp with purpose. Behind them, the divine sifter hummed, content with its chosen answer. The needle's bite carved a path back to the island that once ridiculed him. Smoke still coiled from the shattered ceremony hall.
What do you want now? The ritual is closed. The system is broken.
I am not here to test. I am here to recruit. The 100 failures are done. Now I need 100 hands.
He raised one palm. Flame roared. The other. Water coiled. Beneath his feet, the stone bloomed into jagged earth. His eyes spun rainbows. The examiners scrambled over each other, Redcoats billowing in terror, the crowd, once a storm of mockery, stood frozen.
I've got a strength fruit and a back that's never turned on a friend. You need a wall. I am your wall, Kato.
The only thing I ever healed was scrapes. But if you are fighting something that can wound a world, my light is yours.
Then together we sail. Not as gnolls, not as outcasts, as the first crew to stare down a god-killer.
By dusk, Hina's deck held 5 souls. Rio cracked his knuckles, Mei lit a healing lamp, and Kaito stared at the darkening sea where the devourer waited. No cheers, no crowds, just 5 shadows stretching into the unknown. Bound by a ghost's last promise, on a barren islet, the crew drilled until their bones screamed. Flames, earth, water, light, each practice forced Kaito to stitch chaos into pattern.
3 elements at once, and I'm already splintering. The devourer won't wait for me to find my rhythm. Stop trying to juggle them like dock crates. Let each fruit spill out naturally, like a punch you don't overthink.
And if you tear something, I'll put it back. That's why I am here. Don't hold back. The devourer won't attack one at a time. I'll throw flanking moves from the mast. Learn to see them coming.
Days congealed into a rhythm of sweat and error. Kaito's limbs learned to speak in overlapping languages. Though his mind still strained, one dawn, a seabird crashed onto the deck, its leg bound with a bloodied scrap of sailcloth, the only survivor of a distant island.
Hiraki village is gone. The message says, a whirlwind of shadow swallowed every building, every soul. The devourer has woken.
Then our timeline just shrunk to nothing. No more drills. We set course for its lair. We'll finish training in the fire.
The needle's bite swung her bow toward the black horizon. Below deck, no one slept. Above, Kaito stood at the bow, counting the 99 scars that had led him here. The harbor was a wound, smoke pillars, hulls cracked into splinters. Kaito's boots hit ash before the boat kissed sand.
There! A hole in the air. Tendrils coiling. They can't see it, but I see every terrible inch. Light and shadow. Now, give them something to aim at.
A shell of shadow yanked the devourer into a visible outline. A column of light seared its edges. Ryo howled and swung a stone slab. Flame, water, stone. Kaito unleashed everything. The entity didn't flinch. It somersaulted through the attacks like silk through fingers.
Rio, your arm? I am sealing it, but the bone's cracked. We can't take another hit.
A lash of void stuff slammed Kaito through a wall. Blood sheeted down his cheek. The devourer merely watched, curious.
Not even half my fruits made a dent. I am dragging them down. If I stay, we all die here.
He wove a net of shadow and wind, scooping Ryo and Mei toward the retreating boat. His body screamed. His eyes never left the devourer. Sprawled on the deck, Kaito clutched the grandmother's pouch, soaked red. The devourer's silhouette receded beyond the smoke, undefeated, entertained. Below a dim hatch, Kaito swam through fever. Mei's hands glowed, sealing the worst rents, but shame bled faster than the wounds.
I threw every element and barely scratched it. Ryo's arm, Mei's face. I was dead weight dressed as a weapon.
Exhaustion dragged him under. In the black, a familiar warmth gathered, a small woman made of memory and candlelight.
Stubborn boy. You tried to carry all the crates yourself, as always. Look around you. There are other shoulders. 100 fruits are a single storm in one body. But a crew is a harbor. Become the harbor, not the storm.
Become the harbor. Let them pour their fruits into me, not as separate attacks, but as one current.
He staggered topside, the pouch pressed to his chest. The crew looked up, faces still bruised by failure.
I've been an idiot. Fighting alone with 100 powers just shatters the point. You are not backup. You are the conduit. We form a circle. You pour every ounce of your fruit into me, and I weave them like a net. One strike, one world-shattering blow.
By dawn, they stood in practiced formation, arms linked, Faint glimmers arced between them, a promise that 100 failures might finally fuse into a single, determined strike. Rio anchored the earth beneath their feet, a granite pulse that steadied the circle. May's light laced through, knitting energy and flesh.
Every pulse I send keeps your bones from shattering. Remember, I can't heal a broken vessel. Don't hold back, but don't rush.
The weave is holding. 3, 4 fruits at once, and my veins aren't screaming. She was right. We form the harbor.
I've triangulated the smoke patterns. The Devourer's moving toward the old Stormeye archipelago, the same black spire from the vault mural. That's where we make our stand. There's no ambush. It sees all. We'll just have to be faster and harder.
The needle's bite healed hard, canvas groaning. They sailed into a sky that bruised from indigo to black.
I see it. The spire's built from old nightmares. No hiding now. Only forward.
They formed the circle without a word. Ryo's fist met earth. May's palm spread light. Hina's cutlass kissed the wind. The ship breached the shadow's edge. No more drills. The 100th promise hung silent in the air. Before them, the void opened like a yawn, waiting for a crew foolish enough to believe 100 failures could win a war. From the spire's peak, the Devourer unspooled like a crack in the sky, tendrils thicker. Then ship masts lashed the sea into foam.
It's reading every fruit before I even form the command, like it knows the taste of my power already. Rio, stone wall now. Hina, sever the left tendril. May, keep the circle fed.
Flame guttered in a void gust that drank oxygen. Water shattered into glassy hail against absolute cold. Earth spikes crumbled mid-thrust.
Ryo's shoulders back in place, but I am burning my last candle. Whatever you are holding back, Kato, release it now.
Hina vaulted from the mast, cutlass carving arc light, before a lash sent her spinning. Ryo caught her with a raised stone shelf, his forearms splitting.
Every second I filter is a wound on them. No more. All 100 at once, or we die here as echoes.
May screamed a final heal. Rio bellowed raw defiance. Hina spat blood and stood. The small circle held.
Circle tight. This is going to tear the sky open. Trust me, and don't let go.
His veins ignited rainbow white. The 100 seeds in his blood bloomed simultaneously. A son being born on the back of a ghost's promise. The rainbow fissures in his skin widened, spilling light that burned the stone around him. He could feel the 100 fruits tearing his mortal shell like paper.
Grandmother, if I shatter here, make sure they know this wasn't a failure.
The Devourer shrieked, a soundless wound in the mind as it sensed the compression. For the first time, it coiled defensively.
Hold the circle. Don't look at him, just feed the line.
Then he let go. Not a beam, a pillar. All colors folded into a single lance of impossible light, thicker than the spire itself, screaming upward. The Devourer's void flesh peeled layer by layer. Tendrils vaporized. The red eyes flickered, dimmed, shrieked with shock.
It's thinning. Pour everything. Rio, May, don't you dare die now.
The beam guttered. Kaito's body, now a roadmap of light-bleeding cracks, crumpled to one knee. The pouch at his chest steamed.
I hit it. I know I hit it, but it's still there. Still.
The void recoiled, a ragged wound gashing its center. But it was not dead, only for the first time in eons afraid. Rio dragged himself over shattered stone, one arm dangling. May crawled beside him, her glow weak as a candle. They reached Kaito and fell into the circle.
We've got cracks too, idiot. But that thing's afraid. Give it one more reason to run.
I'll give you every spark I have left. This is what I was saving it for.
4 pairs of hands linked. Their single fruit wills poured inward. Rio's granite, May's healing flame, Hina's cutting edge, threading into Kaito's shattered frame.
Not pouring out, but filling back. They're not fuel, they're the harbor. Grandmother, I finally see it.
The rainbow pillar reignited. fed now by a weave of trust rather than a single breaking self. It expanded, steady and absolute. The devourer's form began to unspell, shadow peeling into wisps, red eyes fracturing like cracked glass. It shrieked a silent note that shook the sky.
It's not just retreating, it's unraveling. Keep linked.
Tendrils dissolved into stardust. The core, a twisted knot of nothing, shrank inward, screaming across dimensions no single fruit could touch. The sky cracked open with clean light. The devourer, half vanished, clung to the spire by a thinning thread of malice, and the friends who'd been kind during 99 failures held tight. One final pulse of light, and the last thread of malice snapped. The devourer collapsed into a point of nothing, and the sky fell silent. Well done, Kaito. The 500-year cycle is closed. You are the multi-fruit avatar. As reward, you may shed the weight, return to a single fruit, or keep the 100 and the war they bring.
She believed I could carry them all. I won't betray that faith. I'll keep every one, for her, and for them.
The pouch steamed against his heart, and the orb's hum shifted, a note of recognition, almost fond. It had never heard that answer before. A gentle shimmer spread before him, the image of an old woman in a worn shawl, smiling with trembling lips, her eyes full of stars.
You never said goodbye. You just said I was meant to be. Thank you. I finally understand.
She reached, a hand of light, and brushed his cheek. No words more, just a warmth that sealed the cracks in his soul. The orb retracted, its purpose fulfilled. The divine sifter would wait another 5 centuries, but this boy, now a man, would not be its tool. He was its equal. Clean, salt air rushed in. Overhead, the stars came out, and the sea turned to glass. Kaito, still on his knees, looked at his crew and smiled. Rio scooped Kaito onto his shoulders with a roar. For the first time in years, the boy who'd swallowed 99 failures heard cheering meant for him. Hina caught his arm before he could topple, her usual sharpness gentler now. She pulled him into a rough, one-armed embrace.
You absurd, impossible dockhand. I've never sewn up someone so determined to tear himself apart.
This ship carried a ghost's promise, and the only people who never called me null. From today, she's grandmother's promise.
With a brush and bucket from below, Kaito painted the new name on the transom while the crew watched. The letters were clumsy but true, sails filled with a willing wind. The grandmother's promise, healed gently, her bow aimed at the vast, unshadowed sea. Kaito stood at the bow, the coin pouch pressed to his chest. Ryo, Mei, and Hina flanked him, no longer a crew on a mission, but a family on a journey.
Where to, Captain?
Anywhere worth sailing, as long as you are all on board.
The ship sailed into the golden seam between sea and sky. Behind them, a shattered spire ahead, a horizon without a shadow. Night began to blend the sea with the sky, but the ship kept westward, chasing the last rim of amber. Kaito stood alone at the bow, the coin pouch warm in his palm. He didn't need to open it anymore. Hina joined him, leaning on the rail. She didn't speak, just let the salt breeze do the talking for them both.
99 times they called me a null. The 100th time she called me her key.
A burst of laughter drew his gaze aft. Ryo and Mei were arm wrestling by the helm, whining about who owed who dinner.
You know, for a failure, you've gathered quite the impossible crew.
Good thing I stopped listening to the examiners.
The ship pressed on as the first stars burned through the violet. Somewhere beneath the keel, 100 fruits slept content. For a boy who failed 99 times, the 100th was only the beginning, and grandmother's promise sailed on into whatever came next.